Welcome to Brawl Till We Fall. If you don't know by now, my name is Teo, and I'm welcoming you to another episode of Brawl Till We Fall. We'll be covering the episodes, or I should say, all the updates from WWE's Raw, SmackDown, and of course NXT. We're going to start off with Monday Night Raw. It's the Raw after the Clash at the Castle. Um, it was a lot that went on in this show. So just be prepared for the shenanigans and the things. If you didn't see this show, this was a great, great show. So it kicks off with Seth freaking Rollins making his way back. We haven't seen Seth in a minute. Of course, you got to know that Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins are a family. They are married, and they have a newborn. And it was claimed to be that Becky was trying to leave, but that's not the case. They have a child, and they wanted to delegate responsibilities of each other, which is what you do in a marriage. And Becky was supposed to take time off, but didn't get a chance to because of the injury suffered by the champion at the time, um, who you know as Mommy. Um, she did not plan on, working, but she had to work as normal. And they didn't just want to give Liv Morgan the belt, they want her to earn it. So they left Becky in there to give her a challenge. But now Becky has done her job, relinquished the title to Liv in a match, what have you, lost, whatever. Seth is able to return now that she's able to return as the mother and be there with the child while Seth is out making his money now and he has returned. Now, throughout the night, everybody's cheering, "Yay, Seth is back." And this is great. Awesome. But do you think he came back too soon? Well, we'll find out at the end of the show because a lot of things transpired. So, with that being said, he came down in his new pimped out Pitfall Harry gear, but I think it's way better than what he was wearing. He was wearing some of Becky's clothes, and that wasn't uh, appropriate. And my that's the way I look at it. It was like looking like he was wearing blouses or something. But anyway, he had his in ring segment, and as he proclaims to get his title back, and is about to solidify his entrance into the Money in the Bank, he's interrupted by none other than Damian Priest, who is the current champion right now. And he says it's the En Campion show that people rise to now is no longer the Rollins show. Seth asked the question, what kind of champion do you want to be? Well, Seth asked him that, thinking that, he was going to have to go through a ladder match to get to him. But Damien's letting him know the type of type of champion that I am. There's no ladders needed. You want the match? You got it. So it's going to be Damian Priest and Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank for the title. He's giving him his championship rematch. Even though he didn't have to, he's giving it to him anyway. So that shows me that Damian has a little bit more cojones than I thought he did. However, it's fair to Seth proclaims that Raw will always be his Monday Night Rollins show. So we're going to see. My early predictions in this, Seth will get his belt back. That's just the way I look at it. All right, moving on. Alpha Academy and Chad Gable versus the monster among men, Braun Strowman. Um, Chad, I'm gonna say this. Braun Strowman is a big dude. Um, there was no way that Chad, even with Alpha Academy, could beat Braun Strowman. I'm gonna just say this right now. And Chad thought that he can get through and get back to getting that belt and doing whatever he got to do. And he was told he had to get to the back of the line. And it started with the monster among men, Braun Strowman. So, as far as I'm concerned, and the way I see it, um, if he had to go through Braun Strowman, he's going to stay at the back of the line. There's no way he was going to beat him. And Strowman got the win, just so you know. And after a match, again, Chad talking out, his taking out his frustration on the Alpha Academy, like they could have done something to help him win this match. But he shoves Tozawa down, and he pisses off Otis, but only for a minute because he's still under his command, like they have some type of hypnotism or something over these dudes. But I think now it looks like your boys from Alpha Academy are growing a pair and probably leaving Chad to his own. But again, we'll wait to the end of this segment to let you know some results of what happened. All right, moving on. The patastrator, and that's, if you don't know what that is, you got to check it out. Okay, so you know who is on the broadcast team? Pat McAfee. Well, he has a machine called the patastrator, and it shows and reveals different things. Well, this one reveals last week the shenanigans with Liv and Dom, and her room key was missing. Now, I want to say, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Okay, I thought Carlito took it, but it turns out it wasn't Carlito. Hell, it wasn't even Dom, even though it was found in his pocket. It was none other than Finn Balor. Now, I've said before, Finn and Liv have a history. They've been together, a team, what have you. But it seems like maybe Finn got some personal feelings for Liv. I don't know. But he had that key. And he was questioned by Damien. Well, what was you doing with the key? So, I don't know what's going to happen with that. But let's move on. Triple threat qualifier match for the Money in the Bank. Io Sky versus Zelina Vega versus Kiana James. Very entertaining match. But thanks to the distraction from Liv Morgan, Io Sky gets the win. Anyway, she's moving up, but I don't think she's still happy. I think she still got some mental issues that she got to work out, and I don't know how that's going to be worked out, but anyway. In-ring segment with Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn, who was interrupted by Braun Breaker, who was then interrupted by Sheamus. And this is building up to a great fight for Sami. And I wouldn't care who wins, to be honest with you. Either one of them would be great. I'm just glad he's not fighting Chad Gable no more. This is a great fight. And they're going to fight each other later on in the show to see who gets a shot at that title. All right, moving on. The new tag team champs, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Backstage segment, they was interrupted by Baszler and Starks, who reminded the champs that they beat them last week on Raw, which is true story. And what I don't like is everyone coming down on Jade getting pinned and all the things that's going on with them losing their belts, and people blaming Jade or saying that she needs to go back to training camp. Let me say something. First and foremost, it was already noted that the ring was not put up properly. The ropes were loose. AJ Styles pointed that out to the referee, and any and everybody could have slipped and fell and hurt themselves. And Jade, y'all didn't even ask if she was okay, if she hurt herself, when she fell or what have you. It wasn't a botch. The ring wasn't stable, and it happened again. And then I'll get into that. It happened on Raw. It happened on SmackDown. It happened again, because understand that when you're in that ring, regardless of the years that you've been in there, or if you just started, anything stupid can happen. That's the profession. That's wrestling, period. These people don't just do this just to be wrestling. It's their livelihood. And when you say things like that over a silly mistake, because it was inevitable that they were going to lose, because I've said this last week, somebody from that country had to get their belts. Now, my predictions and my brother's predictions didn't happen the way we thought it was going to happen. But I also look at the writers for this because, like I said before, you should have made Jade like they did. You can't knock this. In AEW, they made her invincible. So people are looking for that same invincible Jade Cargill here in WWE. Pairing her up again with Bianca, I don't think it was a great move. I enjoyed it and great to see them together. But at the end of the day, Jade needed to stand on her own, show an invincibility, and then, put her up against the best. That's the difference between you and AEW. You have enough women on your roster to put her up against the best going forward. That's the way it should have been handled. Now you got to regroup. But anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox right now. Moving on. LWO, Dragon Lee versus Carlito and Judgment Day. And who comes out in Dom's vest? Liv Morgan. And all hell breaks out. Zelina Vega attacks Liv. LWO, Rey Mysterio, and Dom. And JD get into it and causing a distraction. And Carlito gets the win. Hey, Carlito loves those things. That's a great thing for him. Anyway, they show a recap of how CM Punk screwed Drew at Clash at the Castle, and then show Drew on his way to the ring and the signs that the Wyatt family is coming tonight. Now, if you have been like me, clicking on to those things that they show, then you know there was a countdown, and the countdown ends tonight. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, Drew McIntyre's in-ring segment ends very abruptly with him saying that he quit. He just can't do it no more. And he looks very serious about it. And if it's for real, he will go down in history as the biggest crybaby of all times. However, business-wise, he will be a great fit for AEW. I've been wanting this to happen for a minute. In fact, here's my thought. Tony Khan, if you're listening. If you would have had Drew over there, along with Damian Priest and John Cena, which I know probably would never happen, and had them invading AEW, it would be like a resurrection of the NWO. That's just my thought. So, you could take that. That's a jewel. All right, moving on. Damage Control versus Katana Chance and Carter. Lyra Valkyria was outside the ring. Chance and Carter get the win with the move called the After Party. I know I heard that move somewhere before. I just can't think of where. But anyway, so they got their win, and they got somewhat of their revenge against Damage Control. All right, Sami Zayn on commentary as Sheamus versus Braun Breaker. This right here was a banger. It was a banger. Braun finally got some competition for this one because Sheamus took him to school. And even though he made Sheamus look a little bit out of shape, which we already been making fun of him about, he did pull some things off. But just like I talked about with Jade and those ropes, it happened again. Braun Breaker, who's been wrestling for a while now. He's no newcomer. He slipped on the ropes as well. Again, like I said, sometimes things happen in a match. But it shows. Even veterans make these mistakes. All right, so as we see here, this match was a back and forth match between Sheamus and Braun Breaker. And neither one of them got the win because Ludwig Kaiser decided to come out and attack Sheamus. and ruining his chances against Sami Zayn and Braun Breakers. So, but to no avail, Ludwig Kaiser got what he asked for. He was trying to end Sheamus's career or put him back on the shelf, but he learned the hard way that you do not interfere in Braun Breaker's matches, as Braun speared him out of his boots and then taunts Sammy, which I believe he now has a match against Sammy. Sammy's going to give it to him anyway because Sammy's upset and pissed off at him. He got in his face. So Braun's going to get what he wants. And I'm pretty sure that Ludwig Kaiser is going to get just what he's asking for. He's going to get a very angry Sheamus that's going to be 100% when he comes after him and whip his ass, which is what I want to see. Anyway, let's get on. Backstage shenanigans continues with Dom and Liv. Dom gets caught by Damien trying to take his vest off of Liv, and she made it look really, really sexual. I kind of wonder what Dom goes through at home with his real wife and what he's going to go through when Rhea gets back. Because Rhea, I don't think is going to be happy with this situation at all. But moving on past the drama, Karrion Kross challenges either member of New Day. And New Day answers. Kofi accepts. But Woods, he didn't look so happy about that. I don't know. Maybe he's allowing Karrion to whisper in his ear, and he may be listening to what Karrion is saying about about his boy. And I don't know, maybe New Day needs to separate. They've been, without Big E, they're really not as powerful as they were. You know, they need that third man. I'm going to be honest with you. Those two guys are good. They're great. I take nothing against Kofi Kingston or Woods. But maybe it's time that you separate. Maybe Woods need to go over there and join a new faction. Maybe, because Kofi can do it by himself. He's won the championship by himself. So he really doesn't need Woods. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion. But anyway, moving on. Men's Money in the Bank qualifier match. Triple threat. Jey Uso versus Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor. Now, although this is a great matchup, I spent most of my time waiting for the Wyatt family to come out. But it was great. Finn controlled the match from the beginning. Then Ray bounced back. Then the Judgment Day and Carlito wasn't having that. And they got scared off by the big man Braun Strowman. He came out there. In the finale, Jey Uso gets the win to qualify for the Money in the Bank. And I'm happy for Jey. I'm going to give him an applause. Yes. Jey needed to be in that match. He deserved it. But here's what you've been waiting for. As Jey celebrated, the lights went out and a door appeared, and opened out came a monster, like a woman. And the back looked like a massacre. It looked like they just killed everybody. In fact, on Facebook, because one of the people you see with a bloody head was a Chad Gable. Yeah. And they put rest in peace. Had me thinking they really killed the man. But no. I'm going to tell you, man. They made it look like a horror scene. Everybody was knocked out. Even Triple H. Everybody in the backstage area looked like they had been massacred, murdered. This was a horror scene. I ain't seen nothing like this before. This right here is setting up for every week what's going to happen next. And I love that. I love that you don't know what's going to happen every week when you tune in to Monday Night Raw. This right here is great. Bray Wyatt would be happy. Yes. There's some people saying, oh, it's too soon. It's this, that, and no. This is what wrestling needs. This is what WWE needs. After all the hype and all the things that went on with the bloodline and that storyline, it's time for a new story. and I love it. So I'm going to give them all the claps. Uncle Howdy and the group, all this is great. And that's what ends Monday Night Raw. Uncle Howdy comes out and he tells everybody, we're here. Ah, man. All right, I'm out for Raw. Next up, we're going to talk about NXT and what's going on there. And I can't wait to get to SmackDown because guess what? Raw got some competition. And I'm going to tell you all about it. Stay tuned after these messages. I'll be back. Hello, everyone. My name is Anthony Santos, entrepreneur, venture capitalist. I own some of the biggest brands of clothing, Berkson Clothing, and other stores, MLW Medical Supply, and Pros Business Solutions, where I help others get their businesses and dreams started. Well, today I want to talk to you about a new group that I'm a part of. It's called Next Level Investors. And we invest in real estate. So I'm here to ask for your help. If you're walking by a property, jogging or driving by, and you see a property for rent, give me a call. Let me know you saw something. And it doesn't matter what it looked like. It don't matter what city you're in. Just give me a holler and let me know. And that number is 443-902-3452. Again, that number is 443-902-3452. And if you do me that solid, I'm going to give you a jewel. So today, I'm going to offer you something that you may need. A lot of people suffer from pain. They can't sleep at night. Well, I'm going to introduce you to LifeWave. LifeWave is a new breakthrough technology. It's been around for years, so it's not brand new. But this is definitely something that you may need. It's a patch. It's a simple patch. I wear it myself. It helps you to restore your stem cells and give you rejuvenation. It gives you energy. It can help you with your eating habits. It can help you with your pain and anything that you're going through. So if you're interested not only in using the patch for yourself, but being a brand partner like I am, then you can also reach out to me on lifewave.com/asantos360. Or again, you could call that number, 443-902-3452, and I'll tell you all about it. And how you can also get paid for helping others and be a blessing to yourself as well, because it works. Trust me, it works. That's all I got. Thank you so much for tuning in to me, and I'll talk to you in a minute. All right, we're back. Let's talk about NXT. For the whole week, all week, I've been waiting to see who was going to be in this 25-man over-the-top battle royal for the championship, Trick Williams NXT championship. And I'm going to say right now, I was disappointed. There's nobody I really wanted to see in this match. It was great, and guess what? The champ, Cody, didn't lie. There was people from different locker rooms. There's people from SmackDown, Raw, and TNA. But nobody I wanted to see. So, what we have here, I'm going to just skip to it. I'm not going to get into all the details because, like I said, it was whack. To me, it was whack. People wanted to see who they wanted to see. They wanted to see, and shout out to to my brother who actually made a prediction on this. So shout out to Meek, Razzling World. If you, like I said, I've told you to check it out. He kept saying that Joe Henry was coming, and Joe Henry showed up. But guess what? Joe Henry was also the first one to get thrown the hell out. Now, I don't know what the fans see in this dude. He reminds me of an old school wrestler. At this moment, I don't even remember the dude's name. That's how old school he is. Oh, Dino Bravo. That's his name. Dino Bravo. Who had the same color hair and everything. Same attitude. Anyway, I don't like Joe Henry. I'm not a fan. Kazarian was in there. Now, I'm a fan of Kazarian. I like Kazarian, but he's not somebody I wanted to see up in this match. But the surprise, I'm not going to make you even wait. The surprise, the person that won this match was surprising. Yes, Javon. Javon won this match. He brand new. Brand new. This is telling me that WWE is trying to make this an unpredictable shows. They must be watching these shows and saying, well, these dudes are predicting too much. We're going to make this unpredictable. They ain't going to be able to know what's happening. You trying to be like AEW? You can't, because no matter what you do, the things that you're doing is making it unbelievable. That's the problem. When AEW does stuff and it's unpredictable, it's believable. Well, some things. I ain't going to say everything. Some things they do in Orange Cassidy is not believable. But what you're doing is way unbelievable. But and to your offense, it's entertaining though. All right, so we have here the triple threat tag match. Metaphor, Shakira Jackson and Lash Legend versus Roxanne Perez and Lola Vice versus Jasmine Nix and JC Jane. And the winners, Roxanne Perez and Lola Vice. After the match, Lola gets knocked out by her partner, Roxanne Perez. So I'm going to see what happens with them two. Sometimes women's egos get in the way and it gets personal. But that's an unbelievable, like I said, Shakira Jackson and Lash Legend should have won that, honestly. Lola Vice is great. Don't get me wrong. She's great. But, yeah. I'm feeling some kind of way about Lash Legend right now. She's losing all these matches after she just broke up with Trick, trying to go for the gold and not getting any. It's a shame. NXT Women's North American Championship, Kalani Jordan versus Mitchin. And again, I feel bad for Mitchin. But this time, Miss Parker interfered in this match. But a win is a win, and Kalani did and still is the champion. She got the win. But I'm going to be honest with you. Kalani Jordan did impress me in this match. She did some moves in this match that showed me that she got skills that have not been explored yet. So maybe she could keep that championship. Now here's a man that I know is going to keep this championship for a long time. And that's my man, North American champ, Obafemi. And he had his in-ring segment, which was interrupted by none other than Wes Lee. I'm going to say it and keep saying it till Wes Lee hears me. You can't beat Obafemi. I don't give a damn how many times you fly off the rope. You can hit him in his kneecaps. You can hit him in the back of his leg, his knee. You are not winning. Wait until he loses it. And you might have a chance, depending on who that is, because it's going to take somebody powerful to get it from him. And if somebody comes in that's more powerful than he is, you damn sure ain't getting it. You might have a better shot at going up against Trick Williams and beating him than you will beat Obafemi. I would bypass Oba. I would go straight to Trick. Trick ain't got that much in his arsenal. You might have a better chance. So which would you rather be, the heavyweight champion or catch a ass whooping trying to get a North American championship? I'm just saying, do the math, my brother, do the math. But he went in there challenging Oba again, and Oba said, look, I'm going to give it to you. But this is your last shot. And as long as I'm the champion, you lose, you can't challenge me for this belt until I lose this belt. Which is going to happen. I have no doubt. Oba is going to still be that champion. The only way that Oba lose that belt is if somebody helps Wesley out. And you know that there's guys back there that know they ain't going to be able to beat Oba. But if they help Wesley get it, they know they can easily beat Wesley. So Gallus may come out and try to use that and get over. But again, I've seen Oba destroy 3 dudes, big dudes. I don't think Gallus is not going to be any different. I don't even think Gallus is going to be able to save you, Wesley. If they don't, go mess with Trick. And who knows? Because Javon now has that shot to go up against Trick. He may beat Trick. Now you versus Javon Evans, that might be a hell of a match. You might get a shot at the heavyweight championship. So just be patient, brother. Just be patient. Moving on, Fallon Henley versus Carly Bright. This was an interesting match, though. Carly Bright put up a great fight. And the loss to Fallon, but the action was more outside of the ring when Wendy Chu put Kendall Gray to sleep. She definitely fits into the Uncle Howdy 6. She needs to be over there with them. Wendy Chu done changed a lot. She changed. I don't know. But Fallon Henley got that win. But Wendy Chu, yeah, she need to be over there. She on the wrong show. Anyway, moving on. Chase U versus the OC. Chase U got the win. However, I saw something in this match. Ridge Holland did something to help them get that win that the other Chase U members didn't see. One Chase member saw it, and he ain't saying nothing, but I don't know. Ridge Holland may not be the best for them unless they start turning into bad guys, but that's neither here nor there. All right, moving on to the main event, the NXT champ Trick Willie on commentary. Evans versus Paige. And because Evans didn't feel that, Paige didn't feel that Evans deserved a shot at Trick Williams, and he needed to get a remix. But hey, it is what it is. He won that 25-man over the top battle royal, and he wasn't 100%, and he shouldn't have went and took this match, but he did. And guess what? Ethan Page scores the win. So what does that mean? Does that mean that Ethan deserves to take his spot? Or is this going to be a triple threat match for Trick Williams' title? I don't know. I guess we're going to have to find out next week with Ava. But this was a back and forth match. Even though my man Evans was hurt, he still put up a hell of a fight. He gave Ethan Page a great fight. Shawn Spears came out and attempted to beat down Evans, but Trick had his back until both Spears and Page joined forces to beat him down, and Evans takes everybody out. That ends NXT. So Evans is a strong kid. Even though he was hurt, he still had enough energy to help out his boy Trick. And let's see what happens in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully he'll heal right. If not, I'm sure we're going to get a Ethan Page versus Trick Williams remix. But let's see what happens. All right. That's all I got for NXT. Stay tuned for SmackDown. A whole lot of interesting things happen over there. I can't wait to tell you about it. Stay tuned after these messages. I'll be right back. Hey there, wrestling fans. This is your boy Teo, the host of Brawl Till We Fall. And I want you to check out my show every Sunday. We have 2 shows. That's right, we have 2 shows on Sunday night. The 2 shows we have is the Highlight Show, which is at 6:30 p.m. on Sundays. And then we have our premiere show at 8:30 p.m. on Sundays. So check us out. We also have our Thursday night Let's Talk About It show featuring my brothers, and hopefully sometime in the future we can have some wrestling stars or somebody to come out and talk about the pay-per-views that's coming up on that weekend. So every Thursday, right before the pay-per-views, we have our Let's Talk About It show. So check us out. Right there's the info. You can go to YouTube to check us out on YouTube, and soon we'll have other platforms. But until then, right now, check us out every Sunday. We have our show. Peace out. All right, we back with SmackDown. Man. This was a hell of a show, bro. Alright, so check it out. SmackDown kicks off with CM Punk in ring segment. Um, he's in Chicago. They was in Chicago this week, so he had to come home. And he talks about his pressure, and then he talks about Drew McIntyre and what he did to him in his hometown, and how Drew quit and took his ball and went home because he couldn't take the pressure. And then he was interrupted by his protege, none other than Paul Heyman, who comes out, and they hug for friendship's sake. But you see that Paul told him something in his ear. Now what? We don't know. But to no avail, he also warned CM Punk to leave before the bloodline comes out, because Solo don't like the fact that it was announced on the radio that Chicago is the CM Punk city. And he wants every city for Solo. He wants everybody to acknowledge him as the new tribal chief, basically. Anyway, the bloodline comes out. Well, Solo comes out in the bloodline, who threatens CM Punk, who has backup. Because as they was about to get in that ring, because CM Punk was like, look, bring it. This is my hometown. You think you won't get with me in Chicago? You crazy? Anyway, as they was about to handle business, out comes his backup, Cody Rhodes, and a baseball bat. He hands him a bat. They got bats. They ready to roll. They was about to roll on them boys' head with them bats, boy. It was about to be on and popping. But the comedy of the night, Paul Heyman asked CM Punk for a favor. First favor was, well, two favors. The first favor was to leave the ring. He didn't want him to get hurt. But the second favor CM Punk asked, so what was the second favor? Paul Heyman says, can you take me with you? Alright, I had to laugh at that, yo. Paul looks so sad, man. But I'm going to tell you something. This is the stupidest thing. By now, you should have gotten in touch with Roman Reigns. He should have told you something. I would have rolled up to his house, sent him a message, a pigeon, anything. I would have got answers. Is Solo in charge? What's going on? Well, tune in, because I'm going to tell you something that Solo said to Paul Heyman that I find to be unbelievable. Meanwhile, backstage segment, Cody Rhodes walking around with a baseball bat preparing for his match against Solo Sikoa. Randy Orton, KO, they all approach him. Yo, you need our bat? We got you. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, nope, I got this, or whatever. And he got his bat in hand. So now I guess he's the new Sting of WWE. I don't know. Anyway, meanwhile, in the ring, Bianca Belair, Michin, and Chelsea Green in a triple threat match for the Women's Money in the Bank qualifying match. Another shocker. Again, I said it before, WWE is really trying to make things unpredictable, that we can't predict it. But here's the thing, WWE, I ain't going to stop my prediction shows. I'm just going to start predicting things that nobody has seen coming. Not even you. So whether I predicted right or predicted wrong, maybe I'll predict it right. And then the people that I want to win will actually win. Well, Chelsea Green got this win, and I don't like it. I really don't like that she got this win. I don't like it. So, with that being what it is, I'm going to just say it. It's unbelievable. What's she going to do in the Money in the Bank match? Anyway, I'm not. All right, so Solo and Paul Heyman the backstage. Solo tells Paul to make sure no Randy or KO make it to the King of the Ring match, to tell, the bloodline to make sure this does not happen. And that they need to have a conversation. At this moment, if I was Paul Heyman, I would have called Brock Lesnar for security or something, because it just looked like it ain't going to be pretty for Paul. That's just me. But anyway, Grayson Waller and DIY are having a moment in the backstage area.
They're standing in front of this giant gate. And then all of a sudden you hear a knock on the gate. What could it be? Hmm. They open up the gate and you see Drew McIntyre, who banged CM Punk's head up against this gate, carrying his bloody carcass to the ring area and dropped him right there on the ring stage, bloodied and basically knocked the hell out and paralyzed. Paramedics had to come and carry him off. And I figured this would be the case. This is what you call karma. You embarrassed Drew McIntyre in his home, his hometown. Okay? You went out there in a ref shirt and embarrassed this man in front of his family and his people. What did you really think was going to happen? You thought that he was going to take his ball and go home, but not before he took you out. And so obviously he didn't take his ball and go home. He made you think that he took his ball and went home. But as you see, CM Punk, he got you. Now, even though he started this, and it's real, McIntyre is the one who started this. You know, he wished for things to happen to CM Punk. Things happened to CM Punk, and now, it's a back and forth thing with these two. They need to settle this. Great storyline, though. But they need to settle it. But anyway, he got taken out in the ambulance in his hometown of Chicago. McIntyre is the cause of it. So now they're one up in their own hometown. So let's see what happens with that. Money in the Bank qualifier match. Tama Tonga versus Carmelo Hayes versus Randy Orton. And this is another unpredictable match. And unbelievable. As per orders of Solo, Randy Orton is not to win. However, Carmelo and Tama Tonga is getting their ass beat. Randy Orton beat their ass. He went out with a bang. But of course, Tonga Loa comes out for the distraction. But KO was waiting. KO came out and he was waiting. But we didn't see Carmelo Hayes stealing the win. And is now in the ladder match with Jey Uso. Yes, Carmelo Hayes is now in the Money Bank qualifier match. He won. He beat Tama Tonga and Randy Orton. You really blowing this dude's head up. And I'm going to see how this pans out for you, WWE. Anyway, LA Knight in-ring segment. He summoned Logan Paul to the ring, but he gets Santos Escobar. And he hit Santos Escobar with a BFT for talking smack. But that was just a distraction because Logan Paul, as usual, this dude never fails. He comes from behind every time. He is the opportunist. Do not ever take your hand off the ball, your eyes off the ball when it comes to Logan Paul. He will sneak up from behind and knock your ass out, either with his hand that's got titanium in it, or with brass knuckles. And that's exactly what he did, and knocked LA Knight's ass out in the middle of the ring. Yes, and I didn't like it. Anyway, moving on. Money in the Bank qualifier match number 2. Andrade versus Grayson Waller versus KO. Kevin Owens was great in this match. But again, as per the head, say Solo, KO don't make it. And Tama Tonga, they all came out and attacked him. But Randy came to his rescue. And KO is hurt. But he still got in that match. Even after they whipped his ass, he still got in that match. But to no avail, he did not win the match. So now, Andrade, who is believable. Andrade will do something in that match. Andrade ain't no joke. But he gets the win. So now you have Jey Uso, Andrade, and Carmelo Hayes in that ladder match. It's going to be off the chain, Now, who's going to win between them three already? I don't know. But we got more matches coming for that to get in that ladder. I think it's three more men's matches to see the 6 men that's going to be in that ladder match. So far, Jey Uso, Andrade, and Carmelo Hayes. I don't have a winner for them three. If it was just up to them three, I don't know who would win that, honestly. Like I said, WWE is being unpredictable. It may be Carmelo Hayes walking around with a briefcase. Who knows? I don't know. But the main event of the evening, Cody Rhodes versus Solo, with the Bloodline and Paul Heyman in tow. Solo tells Paul Heyman, this is the part I was telling you about. He hits them with a slap in the face. He tells Paul Heyman that Roman Reigns is not coming back. Yes, he did. Yes. So I don't know if this is the case or is, again, Solo pulling Paul's leg. I don't know. But at this moment, next week, Paul should be on a plane somewhere near Raymond's house or wherever the hell Roman is at and talk to him and see what the hell is really going on. That I would do. Anyway, this match wasn't even 5 minutes before the Bloodline came in and beat down Cody Rhodes. And even though Randy and a limping KO came to the rescue, he should have had his back. A big surprise. This right here was a surprise that I did not see. We've been saying all month long, it's been like a month, we've been talking about this man coming, and we didn't know where he was going. Was he going to Raw or SmackDown? Where it was going. But he came. None other than Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu finally makes his appearance on SmackDown. He put up his ones. That means he's with Solo. Tamaloa. He's with them. Tongaloa. Tamatonga. He's with the crew. What Paul Heyman gonna do now? Jacob Fatu? Oh man, this is an awesome bloodline right now. This is an unstoppable bloodline. There really is no room for Roman. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Nor, if Paul Heyman didn't have control before, he damn sure ain't got no control now with Jacob Fatu. And he showed that. He decimated everybody. Cody left them all laid out. This ended just like the massacre over on Raw ended with the Howie Six, the Wyatt Six, or whatever you want to call them. This bloodline right now, storyline, is building up to something else. And this is great for wrestling. WWE has created its own competition with each show. This is interesting. Very entertaining. Great, very great. I got to give WWE all the applause for this one. And that's what ended SmackDown. So Raw and SmackDown ended. They should have ended on high numbers. AEW, y'all need to step up. But that's all I got for WWE this week. It's been great. I just want to announce that on Thursdays now, I'm doing my 8:30 show with the specials, along with covering TNA. So stay tuned on Thursdays for that. So doing big things, trying to, get there, But this show, thank you for watching. This is the end of tonight's show, and I'll see you next week. Peace, love, and all that great stuff.